Your marketing is getting traffic, but no one's buying. It's not that your product is bad, it's that its perceived value is low, since you're using headlines that generate clicks, but not sales. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the process that I use with my clients to write killer headlines that are irresistible for your ideal avatar. But first, you need to understand that all headlines can be categorized in one or more of the following 11 categories. Let's take a closer look at each one, along with a practical example of what each headline that belongs to that category looks like. Starting with how to. The example of this headline is how to lose weight in 47 days with ABC method. The secrets of. The example here will be this. The secrets of online marketing that the bigger companies in the world don't want you to know. Stacked benefits. Here is the example. Getting abs, looking jacked, and having a super sexy body after pregnancy was not so easy before for women in their 30s of XYZ product. Problem/solution. Here we have two examples. One for problem type headline and the other for solution type headline. Problem. This is why women don't pay attention to you as a man and you get ignored all the time. Solution. Women don't like nice guys, but they love dangerous ones. So here's how you can be a dangerous man in 8 months without losing your kindness in the process. How to/warranted. Here is an example of this one. How to look jacked in this summer with this 90 days fitness program warranted. Get benefit fast regardless. Here is the example. Create cinematic quality video content for your social media regardless of just having a cell phone and basic studio equipment with ABC Academy. Problem solver. Here is the example. Your marriage is falling apart and you wonder how you can solve it to avoid breakup. In ABC course, we can help you avoid it by showing you our 7-step process on how to avoid breakup and revive the fire with your spouse. Visualize it. Let's see the following example. Imagine how your life will be after you get 6-month premium access to your name to get direct coaching on how to get X, Y's to reasons why. Here are 2 examples for this one. Ways to. The secret way that the Wall Street investors know and the beginner investor doesn't, and how you can take advantage of it in this webinar, even if you don't know anything about investing in the S&P 500. Reasons why. Have you ever wondered why some women attracts more men for a relationship while others can just retain them after sex? This happens because the first woman have a huge romantic value to top men. Keep reading to find how you can develop yours too. If then. Here is the example. If every first-time parent will know this 8th-step process to raise a child, then most childhood traumas would no longer exist. Protect your kids from being traumatized by your actions with this 4 days event where you'll learn this 8-step process, mix of the previous ones. In this case, you can take one or more of the other categories and you mix them to create something more compelling for your offer. Great, now you know the 11 categories of headlines, but it's not enough. You must learn how to create the perfect headline match between what you want to achieve with it and where it's from the headline. So to understand which type of headlines you should use in your marketing and copy to sell your offer, you need to identify the difference between headlines for content and headlines for sales. In a nutshell, the objective of the content headline is to create brand awareness, sparking curiosity and making people want to read more, to get informed, not to buy something. In this type of headline, you don't talk about your product directly. You only talk about the core topic, problem, news, etc. that the readers want to know when they consume the piece of content. This type of headline are great for your content like blogs, but they are killing your profit if you're using them in your sales copy. One example of this could be, this tech is changing everything for graphic designers. Here is how you can take advantage of it before your competitors does. But even though this headline is great, it's not what we aim for when our objective is selling. When you're selling, you want to write the second type of headline, which is the headline of conversion. The objective of a conversion headline is to convert visitors into clients of your offer. To achieve this, it uses also emotions, but it's driven to solve the core problem, not just teach about it. Doing it correctly, this type of headline should increase your conversion rate and add extra cash to your business. In this headline, you can talk about your offer, letting them know this is all for their problem. For example, Sandcastles.ai, the revolution of content creation. Make scripts so good that people can't help but be hooked for them and drive more sales and attention to your business with video content. What uses to take 60 minutes, it's done for you in 60 seconds. Perfect. Now you know the 11 categories that exist when it comes to headline development. And also you know the two types of headlines, content and conversion headlines, and which is the purpose of each one. But what does all of this have in common when it comes to the elements that make a headline a killer, irresistible headline that drive more sales to your business? And how you can craft that type of headline to drive more sales, not just random clicks? Well, to answer that, here's the framework that I've used with my copywriting clients to drive more sales when it comes to their headlines. This framework is compiled in 4 elements. Let's break down each element, starting with big benefit, meaning what is the one thing that they want the most when they buy? That one transformation they want to experience when they buy what you have to offer. Make it clear in the headline for who is for and what they gain by standing and reading it. Lead with that big benefit that will make the sale so easy, flowly as cutting butter. But the big benefit needs to be perceived as something new and unique, because unless your market is on the first level of market sophistication, probably your client have seen similar offers before. So they will think, why should I choose you? And you can answer that question with your unique mechanism, which is the second element. The unique mechanism is the unique process that makes irrepeatable your offer. And even though there are many options on the market, no one else has the same process to make them go from A to B. Talk about that unique process and use it in your headline to stand up and make them imagine and live that transformation they are going to experience once they buy. But even with the big benefit and the unique mechanism, your prospect probably can still have the objection of not trusting you enough. It's not their fault. Some people in the past have taken advantage of them or make huge promises that end up below their expectations in the real world. These experiences make them skeptic and think it twice when they buy from someone. Your job, show them credibility, which is the element number 3. When we talk about credibility, what we're talking about is proof. Proof that you have done the same for someone else, meaning you have helped someone to go from A to B, making it sound more trustworthy and make them at least want to consider, give you a chance to convince them to buy. You don't want a hell yes at the start. You only want a maybe. Once they keep reading, they, by themselves, will want to say hell yes to your offer, but only if it's clear what is in it for them, which is the last element. But what does this mean? People buy things because it makes them their definition of their best self. They buy the transformation and emotions that your product offers to them. But if this thing that they want the most isn't clear enough, they will end up not buying from you. Because a confused mind will never buy. If you confuse them, you lose. if this transformation is clear and desirable, then the sales becomes inevitable. That's it. You don't need more but show them that your offer is what they have prayed for. You can help them in a unique way, like you have done in the past for others just like them, and make them realize this offer will give them the transformation from point A to B, guaranteed. An example of how a great headline sounds like is this: improve your sexual life with our 6-phase online program on how to touch a woman so she will be completely satisfied and want to have sex with you over and over again, making you so addictive for her that she can help but fall for you, like it has done for 457 men just like you. 73% of the buying decisions are made at the point of the headline. Remember to communicate in an irresistible way your core value, making it also perceived value, using words that trigger buying decision, not just clicks. And to do that, just make sure that you understand the 11 categories of headlines. Write sales headlines when you want to sell, and content headlines when you want to educate your audience. Follow these 4 steps to write a killer headline. Big benefit, unique mechanism, credibility, and what's in it for them. That's all I have for you in today's video. But if you want to be able to apply all of this that we've talked about today, grab my free ebook on copywriting in the first link in the description below. In them, you will find the basis on how to write compelling copy that sells your offers and increase your revenue. But if you don't have time to learn how to do copywriting and you are a 10K plus per month infobusiness or personal brand, send me a message on Instagram and let's talk and see if we can work together, so I can help you as an elite copywriter to increase your impact and money using the power of written words. Let's do some copywriting.